1017. What's up? This is
Hey.
Doc Val, and you know us by now. The one, the only Brown Sugar Confessions coming to you
Woo-hoo!
every Wednesday night at 11 o'clock p.m. EST time. I am Doc Val, your resident clinical sexologist, sexual scientist, and researcher, and radio host, bringing you the hottest show on Delmarva, which
Hey.
is Brown Sugar Confessions. Miss T from
Howdy,
Atlanta.
howdy.
What's up with you, love? What's going on?
Well, happy Libra season for all the Libras out there.
Happy
And
Libra.
also, fake fall has finally descended upon Atlanta. I don't know how it is up where you are, but it dropped down to like the 50s recently. And it was kind of scary because nobody was expecting this. You wake up and it's brisk, like like Gucci brisk, burr.
Wait a minute. Did you say Gucci?
Gucci, the rapper,
Gucci
not the brand.
brand. Oh, okay.
Not the brand.
Not the rapper, I don't know the rapper, only the brand.
it's that cold. It's that cold.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, so it's kind of cold down here, but you know, we're all hanging in there. Outside of that, it's pumpkin spice, and everybody's so excited about pumpkin spice. But then I realized it's apple cider and whiskey season. I'm more excited about that.
Apple cider and whiskey.
Have you ever had it?
I don't drink, but that sounds yummy.
Oh, it's
apple
delicious.
cider and whiskey.
It warms you right up, just right here on the inside, right next to your heart.
And that little spot right by the heart chakra.
It's
we're rubbing ourselves right here on the radio.
It's just right there, right above the sternum. It's so wonderful. If you ever get a chance, if you guys out there in Radio Land, if you love whiskey, I highly suggest apple cider and whiskey. Give it a try. Now, because the nights are getting cooler, it's definitely a good time to give it a try.
It actually sounds really yummy. I don't mind a little, what do they call them? That's still a thing, like a hot toddy.
It is almost like a hot toddy. A hot toddy is a little bit different because it involves lemon and honey. That's great for if you have a cold. So also because it's getting colder, cold and flu season, please make sure you're hydrated.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So you know what? We had such a great show last week, Miss T. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. We got a lot of compliments on that show.
We did, on the different types of orgasms for women, like the 14 different types. I know, Katie said, Doc Val, you only got to 10 because we were talking so much trash. We didn't get to all of them. So
yeah, I was going to say something about that, but I was like, the conversation was way too good. So I was like, are we going to cover the last 4 in this show?
You know what? We probably should. At the end of this show, I'm going to go back and add those books. I forgot what the 4 I missed, but I'm going to add them. You got to refresh my memory because, I'm old and I forget stuff. So go to Patreon also, but hang out here because we're going to tell you those additional 4 types of female orgasms. But we've got a really hot show tonight. Yeah. No, we have a very spiritual show tonight.
Yes.
We are going to talk about spiritual sex.
Spiritual?
Yeah.
Like we're going to see God or we're going to God? Which one?
Some people see God, some people feel God, some people are like all encompassing. So we're going to go there tonight with spiritual sex, and we're going to talk about tantric, which is under that umbrella of spiritual sexuality. It is one of the 14 that I spoke of last week. Mm-hmm. And so many people had already emailed and said, hey, what is that? Can you explain more? And I mentioned that I would. So I'm going to follow my promise. And we're going to talk in this segment about the godly spiritual sex known as tantric. I love it. My favorite, but that's just me. But y'all,
yeah, because you're trained in tantric sex, are you not?
I am. I'm trained in tantric sex.
Oh, so we're going to get to learn more about your experiences at tantric sex.
Are you going to interview me?
I mean, it's just us for right now, so why not?
Why not? We might as well just do it. Interview me, girl. You can ask me whatever you want, and I'm going to be honest with you.
Radio Land, this sounds like it's Dr. Val's time to confess.
Oh, Doc Val's, I'm going to confess tonight.
Confess.
I'm here for it. Confess. I'm going to confess it all. I'm going to go there. We'll probably get some rating problems, but whatever. We're going to go there tonight.
That's okay. We'll clean it up in the editing.
Are we going to clean it up? Maybe we will.
We'll try.
Miss T, what kind of topics we got going on this week?
Oh man. So listen, there's so much. So one of my favorite sex bloggers had posted this article. So I'm going to read you the title of the article. TikTok influencer admits to snitching on strippers to the IRS.
They're snitching to the IRS.
Yes.
On strippers?
On strippers. First of all, how? Second of all, why you gonna do our girls like that? Don't y'all know strippers make the world go round?
The job is hard enough.
Yes.
What are they snitching? What are they saying? Like they're going to the golden room, and what's going on with this snitching?
Man, so just a quick
yes, I need visuals.
Yeah, the quick summary.
Yeah,
of
okay, give it to me.
Story. So there is a TikTok creator named Ethan Kaiser, and he's putting people on a different way to get money. So apparently the IRS has a program called the whistleblower. So if you blow the whistle on somebody, you can get up to 30% of what that person owes to the IRS.
Shut up. What?
Yeah. So what he's been doing on his TikTok is telling people how to snitch on people so they could get that 30% of what they owe. So he's been going after strippers, apparently. And so one Las Vegas dancer, he, I guess, snitched on. Her name is Rosalia. And apparently she was showing in a video how much she makes in a weekend in Vegas. And so her video apparently has over 48 million views. So of course he sends
48
information.
Million.
Yeah. And apparently she made like over 33K in 3 days at a weekend in Vegas. So of course, you know how everybody likes to flex on the gram. And if you ever follow enough strippers or exotic dancers and sex workers, sometimes they like to show off their money. And so he was sending her videos to the IRS. So I don't know what became of it following that, because apparently there are certain rules that has to be followed in order for you to be able to claim that reward, i.e. you have to give up your actual information in order to get that 30% of whatever that person owes. So I don't know if he's actually doing that, but he's been telling people on his TikTok how to do it. And apparently there was the reason that, this is a summary that I'm having, is that he was put on blast by another person on Instagram for kind of being cheap and, pretty much an unsavory individual. And this essentially is him being petty and getting his revenge on women.
Yo, he needs to get his butt, I almost said the word, kicked.
All I know is snitches get stitches. So if this is actually true, he's on borrowed time at this point. His
clock is gonna run out. That's the IRS, come on.
The IRS, seriously. And then if you think about it, like if for TikTok, once you get over a certain amount of views, I believe you can get monetized because you are doing creator content. So the question is, if he's getting all these views, is he reporting his stuff to the IRS?
Good question. I'm sure TikTok probably sends out those 1099. Well, maybe they do or don't. I don't know how they do.
I don't know. Clearly,
obviously, I'm not big enough yet on TikTok to get my content creator check.
Right. But I was like, wow, they are really like some butthurt, angry dudes out here just going around being like, oh, she's having a great time and making all this money.
Dude, snitch. Stop it. Come on.
There's way too much pettiness in the world. It
is way too much pettiness. You're paying someone to be a snitch. I mean, you get your butt beat and killed from snitching. I mean, seriously. And you putting it on TikTok, karma's a B. You're going to get yours. Yeah. Karma's a B. I'm just letting you know. Wow, that's crazy.
You know what? I ain't even worried about karma. It's more like these people in the streets that I'm more worried about.
That is true.
I ain't blowing no whistles on nobody, so that ain't got nothing to do with me.
That is so true. So last week we're missing a couple of our co-hosts today, with this beautiful fall and the kids going back to school.
I blame it on Mercury retrograde.
Is that what it is?
I blame everything on Mercury retrograde. Just that
You
planet
do.
in particular. Just that one. There's if you follow in the sky, there's a bunch of stuff happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to blame on Mercury retrograde. We lost 3 people in the void. Hopefully we get one of them back.
Hopefully will get one back. My goodness. You know what? Last week we talked so much, Miss T, about the 14 different types of orgasms that women could have. Because, for me, I'm much older than you.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've been married, and maybe I've had a little bit more sex than you.
You probably have. Actually, let's be honest. You have.
I have. Yeah.
I'm gonna get there one day. Just not today. Just not today.
And after a while, it's the same old, right? It's the same old.
You get bored after a while.
Yeah, you're trying to always find something new. Here's the truth, Miss T.
Mm-hmm.
After you've been with somebody for a long time, it gets kind of boring.
Ain't that the truth?
And you got to find ways on how to spice it up for you and your partner.
Yeah.
And a lot of partners, or not even partners, a lot of people don't understand that there are many, many types of orgasms that women can have. And we're going to talk about men in another show, but this one, I'm going to go back to women. And I wanted to make sure that, the umbrella of orgasm, that you understood there's many different types, right? And exploring those types makes it fun.
Right. That's true.
And so, exploring those types.
I feel like it's another level of connection.
It is. It really is. And how do you do it? There is one orgasm that there's 2 that just totally work for me. And one is on the stomach. And just touching the stomach in a certain way below the navel can bring a woman into an orgasm.
Wait, what?
And yes, it is. Yes.
Down the navel, like down the navel, but before the pubic bone?
Yes, it is. It's like an inch down from the navel.
And
I'm gonna tell you, look, she got to get her daggone.
I don't have it. I don't feel like grabbing it. Okay. I'm listening.
Confess. I'm gonna confess.
Confess.
Confession time. So this is a true story. So I was teaching in this big seminar, and there must have been like a couple of 100 couples in there.
Oh my.
And I'm teaching about this type of orgasm, which I call it is the no touch, or some people call it the conception orgasm.
Conception. Why conception?
It's because of the conception vessel that you're touching in the abdomen area.
Oh, I was gonna say it's not guaranteed to knock you up.
No, not
okay.
Conception.
Okay, that's why I had to ask. Like conception, but we're on the belly.
We're down. Yes. And so I'm demonstrating on this young lady on and they're thinking probably Doc Val, some kind of stupid mystic coming up in here and talking all.
It's a weird sex guru.
Like a sex guru,
We need a shirt for you for that. Weird sex guru.
I'm just going to channel my energy to your stomach and make you have an orgasm. Hello. So seriously. So I find a spot on the woman, right? I go down to her navel and I'm touching. And as soon as I touch it, she groans. And I know instantly I have the spot. Instantly. And so I press it and she's breathing. And about a minute, she has the biggest orgasm. And, I get a standing ovation, rightfully so. And her husband was like, that was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And she is not a woman that's easily orgasmic.
What?
So, yes. So this is what he did. And so my sex toy was a magic marker. So
are you freaking serious? Like a Sharpie?
Serious. Like a Sharpie.
Like a fine tip or a thick tip?
It was a fine tip. Girl, why are you so technical, right?
Because I need to know in case I have to recreate this.
It was a Sharpie. I don't know, fine or be thick.
Like ultra tip? I don't know.
So I was going to all of these women, in like 2 hours, finding this spot, and then I put an X on it for their partner to find a spot. I was exhausted. I told my husband, if I see any more yonis in my lifetime, I'm done. Right? I'm done. I'm freaking done.
So just
Like,
for
you have a hard
reference,
job.
how long ago was this experience?
This was right before COVID. This is like 3 months before COVID.
Literally almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, almost 2 years ago, right?
And here we are now.
And here we are now. And people still send me emails and ask me, can I come and teach this type of female release? Because it is just so intense. It's like almost a full body, and it's just through the stomach.
Wow.
So this guy, right? It was so crazy. He's like, I love you. I know I can't marry you. You're married. I'm like, yes, I'm married. This is my husband right here. He says, okay, here's what I want to do. I want to fly you to my tattoo artist, and I want you to find the spot on her with the tattoo artist, and I want him to tattoo it.
X marks the spot.
Seriously. So this beautiful man flew me to Dallas, and I met with him and his wife, tattoo artist, and I found it, and it was tattooed on her. And he was so happy. That's a true
Wow.
So
this lady is literally walking around with like probably like an X or a bullseye on her, or like right
yes.
below her navel.
Yes, right below her navel with my thumbprints. And the artist tattooed a little. It was like a butterfly he tattooed on there, and the husband has initials in it. And we commemorated on like Facebook and Instagram. You'll see me with her, with the thumb on her stomach and the butterfly. But it was really cute because a butterfly, my thumb is a butterfly body.
Like the abdomen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's what they did. So that's what, look, y'all, that's true story. I know, that's crazy, right? I'm going to talk more about that in Patreon and in YouTube. So make sure that you follow along with us to learn more about that. Because that one is like incredible. But that's one of the ones I did not get into. But that type of orgasm also leads us into where we're going tonight, which is tantric.
Yes.
And tantric is, for many that don't know, it's a stylization of form of sex that for many of us, we call it godly or spiritual. So you'll hear the word spiritual sexuality, godly, goddess, those types of wording around tantric. So I'm excited for tonight's show. I'm ready for it. Are you ready?
Let's do it. I'm ready. I am super ready. Do I get to ask questions now?
You get to ask me whatever you want to ask me.
Okay.
I'm confessing tonight. I'm excited.
Let's get started.
Okay.
First of all, Dr. Val, how did you get into tantric sex or tantra?
My husband and I were in Prague, and this is, I don't know, 13 years ago. I can't even remember now, a long time ago. And there was an ad in the hotel room, and it said, oh, tantric, tantric massage. And I'm like, oh, I tell my husband, oh, that sounds good. Let's go for it. He says, okay, make the call, set it up. So we go to this beautiful building, and you walk in, and it's got a very like Buddhist kind of Zen vibe to it. And this beautiful lady comes out, and there's two ladies that come out. They bring it to this room, and the room was red and gold, and there's a beautiful shower. There's two big mats on the floor. They bring you tea and some kind of biscuits and fruit. And so the two ladies are sitting in the chair. I'm sitting on the floor, and we're in the chair. And one lady holds my hand. I have my husband's hand, and we're all holding hands like in a little circle. And they're interviewing us and asking us, what do we want? Explaining what Tantra is. And I'm like, oh, this is so amazingly beautiful. Like, we get like snacks and everything. I'm all about the snacks. So she's asking me, can I touch your breast? I'm like, sure, why not? Can I touch your yoni? I'm like, go for it. And
so they touch everywhere.
They touch everywhere.
Okay, that's why they're asking. Okay, I see.
So we go through the interview process. We're done. They tell us to go into this beautiful shower, and for the both of us to take a shower together. So nice Turkish towels, girl, beautiful big shower, nice smelling soaps. We're like, oh, we liking this. We're in there getting a shower on, get out. And they come out and they have the music on, and it's really, really sexy music. And, one of the ladies comes in front of me, a lady comes in front of my husband, and she puts her hand on my heart. And I put my hand on her heart, and there's this connection going on. And she tells us to breathe together. And my husband and I are holding each other's hands while this is going on. So the ladies are in front of us. We're holding each other's hands, and they have their hands on our hearts. Mm-hmm. And we all begin to sway and use just kind of moving to the music very, very slowly. And she's instructing us on how to breathe. So it was the music. So we're swaying back and forth. And, she has her hand on my heart. Then she puts one hand on my stomach, and we're still swaying. Then she comes behind me. And the four of us are just having this beautiful dance, just lovely. And so they take our hands, they lead us down onto the mats, and they start with the head. And they start rubbing the head and massaging it. Then, the oils are smelling good. Then they bring out these humongous feathers. I don't know. I've never seen a feather this big in my life.
Like an ostrich feather?
I guess, girl, this thing was huge. I've seen an ostrich, but I don't think the feather was that big, but it was huge.
Man, ostriches are massive.
Yeah, it might have been the ostrich. I don't know, feather. But here we go. The ostrich feather, or whatever we're going to call it. And they start taking the feather like a fan and like putting it down and bringing it up off the bodies and just gently letting the body come into sensation. Just felt amazing, right? And all along, my husband and I are in unison breath.
Y'all still holding hands?
No, yes, we're laying down holding hands. Yes, we're supposed to be connected, so we're always holding hands. Okay, and we're breathing. And then the ladies, they're called dakinis, the tantric specialists, are also breathing. And so this unison of breath is going on deep, like, that kind of, yeah, deep, heavy gut breathing for people are doing, just really letting it go for 2 hours.
Wow.
And when you stop breathing, they remind you by being louder in your ear so you can re-kick the breath in, but they want that energy to come through.
Right.
So they begin the breathing's going on, then they start to massage and they touch. But what makes it different is that they also are touching the erogenous zones of the body. These are specialists, so they're trained in understanding where to touch, like on the earlobes, behind the nape of the neck. And we're going to talk about those.
That nape of the neck gets me every time.
Every time. Jesus.
That and like, are we going to have a show about erogenous zones? Because I feel like we really need to.
We need to
like
have that
show. And like the wrist and the back of the knee. Oh my God. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, I know, right? But the nape of the neck, y'all don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Don't do that unless you're trying to get your clothes ripped off. Don't do that.
I'm telling you, don't you do it. A little bit, a lot of it. You're going to get a response. The nape of the neck is a doer every time. Just it is what it is. So they're working the nape of the neck and the armpit. There was an area she kept pressing, and then the wrist.
She's in your armpit?
Yeah, she's pressing, right? Yes, and like the side of the breast. Yeah, not the actual, has like just kind of like
in that back corner. Yeah,
pushing the tissue forward because you don't think about that. Yeah. But there's a lot of sensations on the side. So she was working. I've never had a massage where they go on the massage on the side of the breast, working all of that. The breath is going. I hear my husband just, just constantly, and it just sounds so good, right? So you know what? We got to go pay some bills, right?
We gotta go pay some bills. Oh, we gotta go pay these bills.
Darn it! That was good, right? Y'all do not go anywhere. I know, right? You cannot leave this. Come right back. We got to go pay some bills. Power 101.7. You know who we are. Brown Sugar Confessions. Email us. Don't go anywhere.
Follow us on Facebook and on Instagram and YouTube.
Yep. As we are Brown Sugar Confessions everywhere. So we'll see you in it. Don't go anywhere because the story gets hotter.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here at Brown Sugar Confessions here on Power 1017. Glad to see you back. Are you guys ready for part two? Because I am ready for part two. And look who we picked up along the way, Miss KD.
Hey, everybody. I'm here.
What it do?
I made it.
You made it.
High, far, and wide to make it, but I am here. Albeit a little late, but I'm so happy to join in. So what on earth did I miss?
Oh man, it has been a whole experience that we are partway through. So you're going to get caught up as we go through this experience that Dr. Val is taking us on. She is giving us her confession on tantric sex. But before we do that, everybody make sure you are following us on our social media handles at brownsugarconfessions.com. Also, don't forget, if you are having any sexual issues, relationship issues, we are here for you. Please reach out to Dr. Val at the Swan Center. That email is Dr. Val at swawn.com. Please reach out to her for anything. She is here for you. We are here for you at Brown Sugar Confessions. And don't forget, if you have something to confess, please reach out to us at brownsugarconfessions@gmail.com. So also, before we get to our part two of our ever wondrous story of Dr. Val and her first tantric experience, KD, you came back with us with a hot topic. What's going on?
I most certainly did. So speaking of confessing,
Oof.
So in the UK, there was a boy, we'll call him a boy, that had to confess to his doctor and to the rest of his family that he had a cord, a USB cord stuck through his urethra.
Wait, what?
I can't even get the logistics in my brain correct on this. So
first, wait, hold on.
Wait, what?
The urethra.
The
pee-pee hole.
Yeah. Yes.
He had inside. What in his pee-pee hole?
The pee-pee hole in his eggplant.
In the eggplant.
What do you have in there?
A USB cord.
So
what's a USB cord?
Hold on, which end of the USB cord?
The whole thing.
The whole thing?
Whole thing.
Why?
How? I don't have the answer to how, but why is the most ridiculous part.
Okay, so there's one. Okay.
He confesses after he was peeing blood and his family had to rush him to the hospital. He had to confess to the doctors that he was trying to measure his eggplant length.
I'm putting my face closer to the computer screen because explain this. You can't explain this. Whoever is in the UK, whoever this child is, explain this. How?
Somehow he decided to measure himself against the cord or something and ran it inside. Not a good idea. Folks, do not try this at home. It won't end well. They had to surgically remove, because they couldn't pull it because it ended up knotting inside of his eggplant.
Once again,
how? Why?
How?
Ow.
I don't even want to know the why. I want to know the logistics. How?
That he had to have used lube or some kind of petroleum something.
He is a child. What does he know about lube?
No, wait a minute. How old was this boy?
15.
15.
So he just reckless, just out here. How?
My God. Parents, listen up. Listen up. Go in there, get your boys up. Talk to them right now. Son,
talk to them about things they can and cannot put up their hoo-has.
Here is a tape measure. If you need to measure your eggplant, please use this on the side of it. Do not insert it inside. Please, parents, go get your boy, wake him up out of his wet dream, and tell him right now
because
what to do.
You know what I'm thinking about. What are you thinking? Did you remember how I was telling y'all about the story about the man who had cut off his eggplant and threw it at the police during a high-speed chase?
That graphic, horrible story. Yes, Miss T.
Once again, how? I need to understand the logistics. This is the thing I go to my coworkers with because I work with a lot of men, a lot of eggplant owners, and I say, how?
Lord help.
And
me.
they're like, Miss T, I don't know. I need you to figure it out. This is one of your kind.
Yeah, this is one of your species.
This is one of your kind, and I need y'all to converse, figure it out, because I need to know. This is dangerous.
It's dangerous.
This is dangerous.
Eggplant owners are so fixated with their eggplants. From the moment they come out of a woman, from the time they land a casket, they are fixated on their eggplant.
As a lover of the occasional eggplant, I need to understand what is going through your mind to cause you to do such self-harm to yourself.
Please stop. Please stop. Just do we need to give you a demo like on how to measure your eggplants? I don't know. But parents, go wake your boys up. Go talk to your eggplant owners.
Tell them to stop this
tape measure. Put in his book bag and say, son, stretch it, use this, measure it. Do not put it inside. I don't know what to tell you. That's my hot topic tip of the day. Go get your boy.
I never think that we would have to actually tell someone this. Like you would think you would just know better. Naturally.
You would know better. A USB cable inside. Ooh, that must have hurt that little sucker. But I don't want to call him a little sucker, but I don't know what I can think of right now.
I mean, is this just like is this a kink? This is going to be my other question for anything like obscure or out of the ordinary. Is this a kink?
15, Miss T. I don't think it's a kink. I think he was just ignorant.
I don't know, man.
I'm actually going to go with Miss T on that one because I'm really not sure.
Like when you get to that age between 13 and 18, you're willing to try all kinds of stuff before you get like set out into the world. So I'm like,
and I'm thinking he must have said he was measuring because that was the first thing he could think of that made sense to him. Now, when you think about this, like really think about this, why he doesn't know the length of the cord? I mean, does he know if it comes halfway to the cord that is 6 inches? Why would you measure on the inside? Clearly, I'm going to go with you. He might have wanted to see what it felt like to stick part of it in, and he got embarrassed when it got stuck.
I feel like the public school system failed us again because the scientific method did not hold up here.
No, it did not. No. Sex ed in school, real sex ed in school. And
sex ed and general education failed all of us.
All of us, yes.
This is why everybody's homeschooling.
You have sex ed? I don't even know. Look, just don't do it, boys. Let's get back to the story. Y'all want to go back?
I'm stressed. Yeah, please go back to your story.
I know. Y'all messing up my stuff. I was in a spiritual zone
I was so into it, and then we had to go pay bills. Please go back. I'm gonna rub my heart center.
So have you guys been following along? I know you're Googling tantric sex. If I go to Google right now, it's probably went up like 100,000.
You should probably check the analytics after the show.
Right. We need to check the analytics, Miss T. But I tell you, so where was I in this crazy story? I want to give you the visual, right?
Yeah.
Of how we were breathing, and they were using these coils, and the daikini is touching my thighs.
Hold on. Just in case for anybody who just popped in, what is a daikini?
Okay. So a daikini is a tantric specialist. And I myself went back and got my certification as a daikini specialist technician because I totally believe that it could save marriages if they are taught how to practice this type of sexual experience. But ironically, I can't teach it in America because I can't touch, because you can't touch.
Because
right?
Sex work.
Exactly. It's sex work. So I don't do any touching, but I use my voice in guided tantric for couples to experience it, either solitary, but mostly with couples. But so I have to use my voice. But when I travel out of the country, is when I'm allowed to actually touch and teach someone how to do this experience the right way. I love US, but your puritanical ideas, we've got to get away from this. We've got to get, that's another topic. Let me digress and move forward, but
we'll come back to that in a future episode.
Okay. All right. That's just me. I need to contact, the governor who's now the president, but that's another story. We're going to keep on moving. But anywho, so this lady is, she's massaging my thighs. She's working the toes. She's working for the woman. It's the big toe. For the guy, it's the little toe. But that's another story. We'll talk about that. All those are
I already got questions, but okay.
We're gonna keep it stepping. And so, and the breath is going. I hear my husband, who just sounds so delicious. Just, that releasing all of that energy. He's a big, tall guy from him, and I'm like, oh my God, he's making noise.
That's a turn on. Any dude that makes noise when you're around him, you're just
right.
Yeah.
Like, quit being, why are guys so silent? Let your energy out.
They just trying to be a G. Listen, G's get that O.
So and the most, so she's continually massaging and the breath is going. I hear my husband, and throughout this whole process, we're holding hands. And so I'm releasing with this huge energy. And then I hear my husband next door, not next door, but I'm still holding his hand. I hear him next door to me, and he's releasing his energy. And so together, here we are in unison. The release was phenomenal.
Wait.
Whole body.
Wait.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Are there two people here? Because remember, I'm just joining in on this.
No, there's four. There's four people. So it's Dr. Val, her husband, and two daikinis.
So that's what I meant. Yeah. There's two daikinis because
so one is working on Dr. Val and one is working on her husband.
Fair enough. Okay, thanks for catching me up. Continue.
Yeah. So I hear my husband literally just screaming out, whatever his release. And so after the release is complete, they put this, it was like a special kind of robe over you. And she puts her hands on my stomach and my heart. And same for my husband. I look over and we're all breathing together to take the energy back down and put it back in our pelvic area. And we're breathing it all the way in. It was amazing, right?
Huh.
And so when she was done, I'm literally in tears. I'm in tears, just crying. I don't even know why I'm crying. Just the energy was just that big. My husband is over there just tearing up, we're just shaking. The whole body is convulsing. Like everything is just trembling. And she takes my hand. At this time, we've lost hand connection because I think the last stream of mine was I broke it. But she puts our hands back together, and she's like, "We'll be back in like 30 minutes. Give you time alone." So we take a shower. They bring us more tea and stuff, and we talk, and it's beautiful. So this is so true. So we run back to the meeting, and everyone's, and of course the meeting's done. And they walk in, and they're like, "Where were you guys?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, we were just finishing up some store checks." And so the lady looks at me and she says, "Val, you smell like fresh soap and you don't have any makeup on."
Store checks, right?
Just squeal. I was like, "I'm so sorry."
Forgot to put that makeup on. It's always the makeup and the soap that gets people caught up.
She's like, "You have no makeup on and you smell like fresh soap. Where'd y'all go?" And I was like, "Oh my God." So then I told her. She's like, "I want to go the next time." I will tell you this, right? And in all seriousness, if you want to have a type of physical release and orgasm that encompasses more than just penetration, but the spirit and the emotion, it's tantric. Because this type of practice teaches you how to weave and expand your energy. You're working your chakras, and Miss T, I know you know about your chakras.
Mm-hmm.
And you're awakening chakras that have been blocked. Those are like energy vortexes that we have. You're learning how to reconnect with your partner through breath. And what's most important, and I mentioned this so many times, is that you are breathing your orgasm. You're not stopping the breath. That is why she kept telling us over and over throughout the whole 2 hours, just to keep the breath going. So the muscle memory knew to always keep that breath going. And so when you're breathing the energy and releasing it, it's a whole nother experience when you're having that type of orgasm.
Oh,
I
wow.
honestly wish, in the US, in all states, that, we had tantric centers with trained dakinis, because not only is it great for couples, but there were so many women, just single women, that were going into this place.
That was my next question I was going to ask is, can you go as a single person?
Yes, you can. You can just have the one-on-one experience with the dakini. And it's not about sex. It's about energy. It's much different. And I think we get so caught up on just thinking it's about sex, but it's about the energy and releasing that energy. And when the release comes, healing can come, peace can come.
Right.
And that's what it is. For women that have had trauma, tantric is amazing.
Interesting.
Amazing. For women and men that are not connected to their bodies, that don't have that connection to who they are, that may have self-esteem issues, tantric is great. So, and there are, I think, a couple of states. I think maybe Nevada might be one.
I'm sure Nevada is.
Yeah, Nevada seems like they just do whatever.
Area, but in a certain county in Nevada with the bunny ranches, I think that's the only place. But it's really, to have that practice, you really got to go out the country or go on a retreat or a specialty kind of event or cruise where they have something like that with really trained dakinis that if the dakini is going to do the work as a tantric specialist, or you find a retreat where you can go with your partner and then your dakini will tell you how to have it, use it guided, her voice or his voice to guide you on how to do it.
Okay.
So, and speaking of that, I'm going to tell you this also, I have a yearly retreat and it's always in Roatan, and it is February the 14th. Let me go back. February the 10th through the 17th.
Oh, wait, is it on for next year?
It's on for next year, yes. And I am going to be doing tantric. 90% of this course is going to be around tantric.
Can we do a recording in Roatan?
We can do a recording.
Because that has been on our list for freaking ever. And yes, then COVID came through and destroyed that.
Yes. So if you have an interest in coming to Roatan to have a real experience, it's all-inclusive resort. It's absolutely beautiful. It's, it's the sea. It's phenomenal. The food is great. The dancing's great. And you get to experience real tantric work. You can come as a soloist or you can come with your partner. All genders are welcome. All lifestyles welcome. Just have an open mind and be ready to be in touch with your senses and let go. That's all I tell people. Open mind and be willing to let go.
I think that's the big thing there, is what you said right there. Open mind and let go. Because a lot of us, especially with how we are conditioned, we're conditioned to not let go. We're conditioned to only stay within our community or our culture. We're not willing to let that go because, and it goes to a lot of root chakra blocks. What will my peers, what will my family, what will my community think if I go outside of the norm? Because especially with what you're talking about, even though this sounds amazing, tantric sex sounds amazing, and tantra like massages, how many people are actually going to follow through? How many people who are in a relationship are going to be like, we're willing to take this step? One person may be willing, but the other person may not. So what happens if you have one person who wants to do it and you have one person who doesn't want to follow through? Do you just say, don't do it at all? Or do you say, just go ahead and give it a try?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Ms. T. Ooh, That's a lovely question. I tell them to give it a try. And there are solo practices that you can do by yourself.
Mhm.
Oh, and it again, I think for so many of us, it's about the release we're trying to get, not the experience. How many times when you're touching your own self, I want you to think about it if you're listening to my voice, or do you just get that vibrate and go for that beat?
Mhm.
You don't touch your face, you don't touch your cheek, the nape of your neck, you're not touching your neck, you're not doing anything. It just goes like
Bloop.
right there.
Get me off in 5 minutes or less.
Exactly. Ah, now I can sleep. Right. But you're forgetting like the whole body is a center for pleasure. But all we get conditioned is just for the release. So we miss so much. And so what I invite everyone to do is like slow down and experience it. Enjoy your body even if your partner isn't. And then it's better yet to have your partner watch you enjoy your body. Have your partner watch you enjoy your, that's a turn on itself. That you're so comfortable. Just look at me. You ain't gotta do nothing, but just look. Before you know it, they're all about it. Just look at this divineness. And what I love about tantric is it also it's about treating your body like a temple. Your body has this beautiful altar, which is the body form, and then you can build rituals around it. You bathe together, you drink tea together, you breathe together, you have special tantric toys like ostrich feathers and certain oils and scents, and it's all about the senses, the touch, the smell, the hearing, bringing in chocolates and letting it just enjoy your body and slow down. And there's forgiveness and release. So if you're holding on to animosity, if there's betrayal, if there's trust issues, releasing it through tantric with a guided daikini can also help restore your connection. Because I've been there. In my past, it's happened to me, man. And I'm not the easiest to forgive. And definitely I can't forget. And this does work. It lets me learn how to trust again and just be. So I just love it. It is my favorite. Can y'all tell? It is my favorite. But it's not a quickie. Sometimes you want a quickie, but hey, sometimes you just need tantric. And if I could pick anything, it would be this, especially as I got older, going through menopause, and I need more time with my body. I need to be aroused more for penetrative sex. Tantric is just amazing for you. So I'm inviting you guys, everyone that's listening, you better send me an email to come down to Roatan with me. It's in February.
Hashtag sign me up, Dr. Val.
Oh, that's it. That's the hashtag.
Hashtag sign me up, Dr. Val.
Sign me up. It's affordable. You can go on payment plans. It's all inclusive. It's top shelf liquor. It's amazing fresh food by our chef down there. You're in classes. It's an environment you can be clothed or not. And you'll learn the whole guided experience. We go on a lot of tours, but it's a lot of fun. And you're going to get in touch with yourself and your partner. And like I said, all genders, all lifestyles are absolutely welcome. So think about it. So Miss T and Katie, I hope y'all come down.
Like I said, so long as I know the dates, I have time to tell all the locations that I work for, be like, listen, don't look for me during these times.
Getting a tantra on.
I'm not even going to tell them I'm getting my tantra on. I'm just going to say, don't look for me. I will have somebody sub these classes.
There you go.
Don't ask no questions.
Don't ask.
I told them this the last time we disappeared for days on end. Listen, don't ask no questions. I signed an NDA. They didn't believe me until I came back with souvenirs.
Right, there you go. Right.
Seriously, I love
we doing hot girl stuff. We doing hot girl stuff.
Don't ask those questions. Don't ask those questions. You don't want to know the answer.
Questions.
That's the other hashtag. Don't ask those questions.
Don't ask. Now we only got one hashtag. I'm confused about it. I honestly
sign me up, Dr.
Sign me up. Sign me up. That's the hashtag for the week. So make sure you email it at Valerie@swancenter.com. That's with 2 N's. And always send your emails. If you have practiced Tantra, or if you want to learn Tantra, if you want to learn how to be a daikini, because I also run a school. So make sure you send me an email on that as well. and you can get certified.
Yes, that's the other question I had, Dr. Val, is about your Daikini training. Because you said you are a Daikini. Clearly, you can't practice physical touch here in the US. Right. But how did your Daikini training go?
It was great. It was in Europe, and it was 2 months I was over there. And you learned so much about the body, about breathing, your chakras, all of those things that encompass Tantra technique. So many different points of the body that I didn't even know were erogenous zones. Taoist type of work as well. They incorporate all of those ancient arts into that. It was phenomenal. And I came back and I had to do practicum, while I was over there, and I got A+,
Hey.
And you have to, and it's not, and they tell you, this is not about sex. It's not. It's about energy and releasing, helping people to heal through Tantra. Because if you think about sexual wellness, a part of who we are is often cut off when it comes around sex. And we're not really given the education, and we're allowed to have the experiences to release it, especially if you've had sexual trauma, if there's been some infidelity, or just maybe you're just frigid. So I think that for me, it's a lifesaver. I recommend it to my clients as well. When they come to me, if there have been some problems reconnecting, this is a great way to start to reconnect. And it's their solo practice as well. And it's just getting and having the experience and not rushing it. And your partner's body is a temple. I like that. It's so.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah, I like this whole altar thing. Because
Yes.
every time I think about it, I'm like, you ever see the what was that show, American Gods?
Yeah.
And they had the goddess Bilquis up there.
No.
The dark-skinned black lady.
Ooh.
It was like super sexy. And every time like somebody would come up to please her, they get lost in the cosmic.
Oh, yes. I saw that episode.
That's what I think about every time I think about tantric sex.
Okay.
Literally, your partner gets sucked up into you, and they're just floating out in the cosmos.
Okay, Miss T, we're not going to stop.
That might just be too much.
Yeah, that's kind of too much. I'm scared to death, girl. Like freaking soul snatchers or something. No.
Succubus.
Yeah.
I tell you.
Yeah, no,
Clearly, I'm not meant to be a daikini.
Not with that descriptive. Jeepers creepers. No, we're not gonna.
But that's what I think about when I think of tantric sex, is like that level of ecstasy. But I know it's about energy now, so maybe that'll change over time.
I wanted to change right away for you.
But this must be really serious, because you're like, no.
So the show is on Stars. There's 2 seasons. It's called American Gods. I highly suggest you check it out.
All right, cool. So I hope that you guys have had I hope you guys have had a good show with us tonight. This has been so much fun. It's educational. I really want you to reach out and let us know about your Tantra experiences. If you want it or don't want it, if you've had it or want to try it, come with me to Roatan. Reach out to us. We've got some contests coming up too. We got some giveaways coming up. We're going to talk about that on our next show. So we've got some really amazing things happening. And please make sure you go to YouTube and like and subscribe to us. We're going to put out more content there, and also on our Patreon account, we're going to go, off the air and do some more crazy stuff that we can't say on the air.
You don't want to miss it.
Don't miss it.
Don't want to miss it.
Don't want to miss it.
Don't want to miss it. Oh, that was kinky. I like it.
That was good. And we are everywhere at Brown Sugar Confessions. That's all of us on all those social media handles. And I am Dr. Val, Miss T, and KD. And we thank you so much. And we'll see you next week only on Power 1017. Take care, guys.